So, hi, I am Andrés Felipe Bolívar and I'm going to present you the topic of surrogacy. So, what is surrogacy? Surrogacy is a method where a woman carries a baby in her belly with the intent of giving the baby to other people, although there are cases where she gets to keep the baby for herself. So there are two ways of surrogacy. The first one being traditional surrogacy. So in this case, the woman has a genetic connection to the baby as she is fertilized with the sperm or of a donor or the father of the baby. So like maybe the woman doesn't have a natural way to get pregnant, or like maybe she just wants to be a mother and like she doesn't want to go through the whole process of finding a partner, and so like she gets traditional surrogacy. The second one is gestational surrogacy, and in this case, the woman doesn't have a genetic connection to the baby. This is because she is fertilized with the ovaries and sperm of the parents of the baby. So, although she doesn't get to keep the baby, she carries the whole pregnancy up until the moment of birth. And in that moment, like she gives the baby to the parents, and she doesn't get to keep the baby for herself. So why is this a relevant topic? This is a relevant topic because we're talking about like literal lives, like, and not only like the life that is coming, like as like aka the baby, but also the life of the mother, the surrogated mother. And so like life is something very delicate, and so like pregnancy is something that like whether surrogacy or not, like there are always risks when it comes to pregnancy, like for the baby and for the mother. So like again, we're talking about lives, and this is like relevant, and also like it's becoming a more popular procedure with every day. So there are two main positions when it comes to surrogacy. The first one being the exploitation of surrogated mothers, or like the woman that like carries the pregnancy, because this is quite an expensive procedure, and like therefore is sort of like reserved to people that have the means, like to afford it. If like they have the power, they have the money, and like the woman usually is in need of the money. So like that creates an imbalance where like the more powerful people can take advantage of like the surrogated mother. And also like there's the whole thing of surrogacy tourism, but we're gonna touch more on that later. The second position being religious beliefs. So like many people argue that like surrogacy is not a natural way, like it's not biological way to have a child. So like people argue that like it would be like pretty bad, like if we as humans start to involve in the reproductive process, like, and they argue that like because it's not natural, like we shouldn't be doing that. But now we're gonna like circle back to what I was saying about like surrogacy tourism, because something that has been going on lately is that Ukraine has a flourishing surrogacy industry, and like even though it is a country that is right now in war, like it is a country where like is significantly cheaper to get surrogacy than in the US, for example. So like people go to Ukraine, and like they get surrogacy, and they like go back to where they came. So like this has been like quite in the know lately, like according to portals like VOA, or like Voice of America English News, or live action. So like I said, even though Ukraine is right now at war, like people like seem to like brush off that part in order to get surrogacy. And like because they're traveling from other places to Ukraine, this is like increasing the like the percentage of surrogacy tourism, like which in and of itself, like again is very controversial, and even can be dangerous, like for all of the people involved. So because like there are like literally like companies that have like candidates for people to choose like surrogacy. So yeah, that's basically it for today, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something new. So goodbye.